All right. Well, to start off with, how did you get started in the entertainment industry? Can you tell me just a little bit about your career?
Well, ever since I was a little boy, I grew up watching the movies and television, and I was in love with all this entertainment world. And because of my mom and one of my uncles, I was also in love with comedy. They're the ones who introduced me to comedy, and so I studied. I studied. I don't know how you call it there, but here it's called techniques, sci- information sciences and techniques. It's a career. It involves journalism, advertising, radio, everything concerning the entertainment and communications business. And so ever since then, I've had the opportunity to work in in a lot of ways in all the industry. I've done radio as a DJ and as a writer, as a producer. I've done television also as a writer and as an actor. I've done. Lately I've been doing translations and adaptations from Broadway musicals for Mexico. I did The Addams Family, Hello Dolly. I'm working right now on one that Larry David did in Broadway called Fish in the Dark. So I've been busy with that, and I do stand-up comedy too. And part of that has to do, or you're not going to believe this, but it all started in MMA because, and these were the 80s, and it was taps, lights out, and I used to sneak my Walkman. See, it's the 80s. I used to sneak my Walkman and listen to Eddie Murphy. Another cadet lent me a tape of Eddie Murphy's show, and I fell in love with that type of comedy. I was in love, and I said, I think this is something I could do someday. And yes, I do. I do stand-up comedy, and here I am. I'm also in love with late night shows. I used to watch Johnny Carson, David Letterman, Conan O'Brien, all of them, and it's something I love because it involves every discipline of comedy that I like. It has stand-up in the monologue. It has improvisation. It has sketches, comedy sketches. So here I am. I don't know how, but here I am right now.
That's a very prolific career. You've done.
Sorry for the long answer.
No, that was great.
I can make the long story shorter if you want.
No, that was great. But it's amazing the breadth and just the expanse of what you've done and continue to do, because that obviously is very time consuming and takes some dedication to do.
Yes, it does.
So I'm curious, do you have a personal philosophy that you live by, or how do you keep yourself going? How do you keep yourself motivated and focused?
It is a very difficult media, and it's a very difficult, everything involving show business. There's a lot of competition. It is very difficult, but I don't know. Ever since I started out, when I was doing advertising, when I was doing radio, I always tried to incorporate comedy and humor. And I saw the response of the people, and it was hard. It wasn't easy. But I always thought there was something there, and that there was something I could share. And I just didn't give up. I didn't have like a mantra or a motto, but I do have some inside comedy. Like there's one I say, but I say it in Spanish, but it goes, when people lack creativity, they go to vulgarity. But I say it sounds better in Spanish because it's not my type of comedy. I rather go, use creativity and surprise people with something they don't see coming, instead of going to the easy way. But yes, I guess I didn't let there have been downs, and I didn't let them discourage me. And yes, here I am. This show started because I started doing it on YouTube. Mm-hmm. I said, I want to do a late night show, but I don't have the budget. Mm-hmm. And I'm no celebrity. I'm a little known because of my show, my stand-up comedy show, but I'm not a big celebrity. So why would celebrities come to me? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to build myself a desk that I can fold, and take it with me. Mm-hmm. So I can go to their homes and do the interview in their houses. And Sony Channel saw that and they liked it. And after 3 years of doing it on YouTube, they said, hey, let's give it a try on our channel because we like the way you do it. And here I am. We just started out last Thursday.
That's fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, so who have been some of your favorite interviews so far?
Well, right now, this is funny, but I've done Eugenio Derbez, which is a very famous comedian here in Mexico. He's been doing now movies in the United States. He started out with Adam Sandler and Rob Schneider, and now he's doing movies by himself. And today I interviewed a guy that works on a TV series called Criminal Minds. So I had to do it in English too. His name is Matthew Gray Gubler, and he's also acted on movies and he's wrote books. And I love the interview today because these guys from Hollywood really understand how these kind of shows are and how they work. So they come prepared to work and to participate, and very good vibe, you know.
That's great. Well, I love how it obviously does take a lot of creativity and to pull it together. But I love what you said about it being a service and that you're wanting to share as well. So that's terrific.
It is.
So with your new show, can you just describe a little bit more about what it's like? So you said that you go on, so you still, even though you started on YouTube, you still go and visit folks on location?
Yes, and now it's more difficult to do because now it's a television channel with a big staff. Yeah, on YouTube, we did it with cell phones. So it was like 4 or 5 of us tops. But right now it's 21 people. So that makes it difficult. But yes, there's a monologue and I do it on a small theater. And after that, I go with the desk and I do the interview wherever the guest wants to do it. And then there's a comedy sketch. Sometimes the guest participates on the sketch. Sometimes it's just the cast. We have a small cast. The writers are the cast because they're also actors. Okay. So we all act on the sketches. Sometimes we invite a famous actor. And like I said, sometimes the guest of the show participates on the sketch. And then we have the interview. I try to make it fun. I try to laugh with him. And we play some games, right there sitting at the desk. So it goes very fast. It lasts half an hour. And everybody's been telling me lately that they end up with the feeling that they want more. Nice. They end up wanting more. Yes.
That's awesome. And so will you continue doing your stand-up then as well with the new show?
Yes, I have the fortune to say that I have the longest running show in Mexico. I've been performing every Saturday for 8 years on the same bar, the same comedy club. And yes, that's going to go on. That's going to go on. I'm going to charge more now, I think, but now that I'm on TV.
That's right. Value increases. Well, you talked a little bit about MMA, but can you tell me, so how old were you when you came to the academy and what that experience was like for you?
I was very young, and let me tell you this, MMA was not a prize for me. It was a little bit of a punishment. I don't know if the school likes to hear that, but sometimes when you're doing very bad at school and when you get kicked out of school, the way we see it here is we're going to straighten you out. So we're going to send you off to a military academy. And that's what my parents did. And we live in Mexico City. And as you can see, my mom didn't look for a military academy in San Diego or anywhere in California. She wanted to send me very far away so that I wouldn't be near them and near home, and that I would learn to manage by myself. And it was a great experience. The first year, it was a whole new world for me. It was tough, but I liked it. The plan was for me to be there just for a year. So at commencement, when they went to pick me up, I said, I want to stay for another year. And I stayed for another year. I did the last year of junior school and the first year of high school.
Wow.
And it was the 80s, yes. 83 to 85.
any particular memories that stand out, things that you remember about the
A
academy?
lot of them, a lot of them. And I have a lot of good memories. This jacket I got playing soccer. And I have a lot of friends who I still see today. And on social media, I also say hello to a lot of American friends. So it was one of the best experiences in my life.
Thank you. Looking back now as an adult, the academy has certain values that it puts forth for the cadets to learn, such as respect and loyalty and selfless
Yes.
service.
Yes.
Is there anything now as an adult that stands out to you that you remember or that you feel like stuck with you?
It's funny because when I got back from the academy, I always said that, I don't know if everyone else, but my parents thought that I was going to come back from the academy, making my bed, shining my shoes, shining my buttons, and none of that happened. But what I learned was bigger. I learned to be by myself, to solve my own problems without daddy and mommy there to help me out. And I learned independence. And I also learned, I was a very shy boy at the time when I went to the academy, and I learned to open up and to make friends, and that's very valuable to me in my life. But you're gonna laugh at this, but now I don't know why, but I've started to shine my shoes and shine my buckles, and I always do it with a very good memory from the academy. A
Life
long
comes
time ago. I mean, a lot of time ago. Yes.
life comes from full circle, I guess, sometimes.
Yes. Long time after that. Yes.
That's a good thing. That's awesome. So now that you've got the show with Sony and that's just launching, what's next for you? Do you have other aspirations to even expand further?
Yes, well, we're going to continue with the show, hopefully, if we do good. And I'm going to go on with my comedy show. I realized that really entertaining was my life and that comedy was my life, and I love doing it. And I also love creativity in any way or form. I'm about to launch also on a very famous platform. I don't know if I can say the brand, but I'm now with the audiobooks and podcasts. I'm going to start writing and producing I don't know how you call them there. Here we used to call them like audio novels.
Mm-hmm.
It was it's like a TV series, but it's all done in audio, no video, and it's a comedy action series, and they're very interested, and I'm going to start recording pretty soon for that too. And I hope I can go on doing everything I've been doing. The adaptations from Broadway, television. I just love entertaining people, and I love having fun doing it and watching people have fun with what I do too.
You must, as much as you're able to do and to share with others. So I'm kind of curious, what's a typical day like for you? Because it sounds like you get quite a bit accomplished.
Right now, it's a lot because I have a lot of meetings with the writers, with the channel, with the executives, and then I have tapings. And because of the way we do the show, we don't do it on a television studio. So every part of the show is done on a different place. So the monologues are taped somewhere, and then the interviews are always taped somewhere else, different places every time. No show looks like the one before. And then the sketches are taped somewhere else. So we're very, very busy every day. Then on weekends, I have my comedy show, and I'm always thinking funny stuff, writing them down. And yes, I find time in between all of that, to be with my wife, to have fun, to do other things, be with my dogs, my family. And I think I've managed to do it.
Do you have any advice to MMA cadets who might be interested in entering the entertainment field?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Stick to it. Don't get disencouraged because this is a very, very, very hard and very tough business. And like I said, there's a lot of competition. And yes, I'm going to give them it's not an advice. I'm going to tell you, if they really love this profession, if they really love the entertainment business, I hope they do very bad at the beginning. I hope they have a lot of obstacles and trouble and problems, because if you really want to do that and if you really want to make it in this business, that's what toughens you up. And that's what makes you see if you really want to do this and you're going to stick to it, or if you're going to abandon it. Because if everything comes easy for you from the beginning, you're going to leave it. What comes easy sometimes, and a lot of times, it goes easy. That would be my best advice and wish, and my wishes.
And that sounds a lot like what happens when they come to the academy as well, where if it comes too easy, it's probably not going to stick with them. So
exactly, yes, because you come to value things that are hard for you. When things come easy, it's like, I don't know, but you take them for granted. But what really takes something from you, you value it more, no? And it also leaves a print on you. And the academy definitely left a very, very good print on me.
Well, is there anything that I haven't asked you that you would want to share?
No, I think we've covered it. I think we've covered it all, because we talked about what parents expect from kids when they send them off to the academy, and what is it you really learn. And yes, if there are some students that are going to study to MMA, be prepared. I just tell them to be prepared and to expect to have a tough time, because it is tough, but it is also fun. It is also, you learn a lot of things. You make a lot of friends if you want to. It is a wonderful experience. That's what I could say. And I am very glad and very happy to have the opportunity to do this interview and to talk about MMA, because it really has been a great part of my life. This jacket, I didn't get it right at the academy. I won the letter playing soccer, but then I came back and I never bought the jacket, and I was very sad for several years. And several years later, my mom ordered it without me knowing it. And on a New Year's Eve, she gave me a present, and I opened it, and there was this jacket. And I was an adult, and then you could imagine the tears and the hugging, and I was very happy. And I keep it as a very, very, very valued treasure.
That's probably the most wonderful letter jacket story I've ever heard. So that's wonderful.
Yeah, it was like that. I don't know how she got in touch, and she got in touch with the quartermaster, and yeah, they sent the jacket to her. Yes. Thank you very much for doing this.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. Have a good evening.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.